Hey guys, Josh here. Wanted to give you a comprehensive review of my motorcycle, a 2014 Yamaha V-Star 250. And I thought it would be nice from my perspective because I am a brand new rider. There are a lot of great reviews of this bike online already, but everyone seemed to be buying this as their second or third bike, or as a bike they were going back to after having not ridden for a while. So let me tell you first of all, this is a phenomenal bike, and I highly recommend it. So if that's all you needed to hear, go out and get one now. But I'm going to go over a few pros and cons as I kind of give you a walk around of it. Let me start with a con, and that's the brakes. The brakes are garbage on this bike. It's a light bike. It should be able to stop much more quickly, and I'm very disappointed with them. I'm sure there's ways to upgrade them, but for now I'm just a little unhappy with its braking performance. The gear shifter, it's a little clunky, kind of reminds you of a 250 right there. It's not incredibly smooth. It's not terrible, mind you, but you're going to have to make subtle adjustments to the shift lever to get it perfect. Nice thing is, it's a Yamaha. It's built to last, it's quality, and it's got a lot of appointments on it that you don't even see in bikes that are a step up from it, and that's really nice, whether it's the chrome appointments or the tiny little features like helmet locks and a toolkit that are built into it. Another nice thing about the Yamaha V-Star 250 is it doesn't look like a 250. It's the only V-twin in its class, and I get a lot of people that ask, is this a 650, or even sometimes a little bit bigger than that. So it's kind of nice. Even as a beginner bike, it looks a little bit more like something professional, and that's awesome. Here's something that'll grate on me from time to time. These pipes, they sound fine, but the top one's a fake. Yep, that's right. It's a complete imposter. You notice this if you look real close. There is a muffler behind the assembly, and it leads into the top pipe, so exhaust will come out of it, but the pipe leading away from the rear cylinder is a fake. So it's just there to add a little bit of chrome. Listen, it's not something that should keep you from buying the bike. However, you should be aware of it. I must also tell you here while continuing the walk around that I changed out the factory gearing. I found it too low. It was very jumpy in first gear, and on the highway it was almost a nightmare to ride above 65 miles an hour. And so I switched out the front 16-tooth sprocket for a 17-tooth sprocket, and the results have been absolutely amazing. It feels like such a better bike to ride. I don't get through all my gears by 30 miles an hour, and my fuel mileage has gone up as well. In fact, if I'm really careful and just drive on country roads, I can easily attain 85 to 90 miles per gallon. Looking across the bar right here, one of the things that's also just a little obnoxious is that the dummy lights, the idiot lights here on the speedometer, are very difficult to see. Because of the placement. It's kind of sitting at a low angle, and especially if you're wearing a full face helmet like me, it will be sort of difficult to see. That being said, you're going to get real accustomed to making sure to turn off that blinker. Everything else is pretty intuitive. In fact, the headlights on this are very good. I like them better than the headlights, the low and high beams on my Toyota Corolla, so that tells you something right there. Everything else is a pretty simple setup. You've got a gas lock, which is nice. Oh, there I am. Nice reflection, me. The fuel tank is a little small. I'll talk about that later. Meantime, let me start up the bike for you so you can listen to the exhaust. Alright, let's take the bike out for a test ride. So even for a 250, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed overall with the acceleration. It's no sport bike, but it's going to keep you safe, and it's going to keep you entertained certainly for hours, as it has for me. One thing that I'd like to point out, though, the big selling point of this bike is its fuel mileage, and like I've said, I've gotten into the low 90s on that. Its fuel tank is a little small. It's a 2.5 gallon tank, 2 gallons main with a half a gallon reserve, but I gotta say, you're never going to really get more than about 150 to 170 miles before you need a fill up. And I do find myself at the gas station more often than not. But I'm not going to complain about filling up my bike for only a few bucks. So let me show you what a full acceleration looks like on the Yamaha V-Star 250. This will be from about 0 to 60 miles an hour with a rolling start. So it's no Yamaha R1, but it still puts a smile on my face. Also, you really gotta love its super manly horn, which I use to scare deer in suburban New Jersey. That is satisfying. And it's not just a weekend bike, you can take it anywhere, like to the airport. Its small size means you can get real close to the terminal. Because of its incredibly lightweight and forgiving handling characteristics, it's very easy to throw through the turns on backcountry roads. Now, filling her up is a very rewarding thing to do because you spend so little money. Riding 120 or 130 miles and only putting in $2.75 or so worth of gas is really nice. And it runs on regular. Now, because the tank is so small, make sure that you keep the bike upright while filling to get the most into it as possible. So just wrapping it all up here, I love the Yamaha V-Star 250. It's great for new riders like myself, and even experienced ones that are looking for, perhaps a commuter bike. It doesn't have any storage or anything like that, but the fuel mileage can't be beat. It's a very forgiving bike. Sure, it's got a few shortcomings. The brakes are a little mushy, the stock gearing is way too low, and the fuel tank capacity, I think, could be a little bit higher. But all in all, this is a great bike. That being said, make sure you take the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course if you're a new rider. It's already saved my life many times. I can't recommend it highly enough. If you have any questions about this specific bike or new rider questions, certainly leave them in the comments below, rate the video, and that's about it. Thank you so much for watching.